I said Allah's gift what I'm aligning with. Alliance with the lions, front lining. Sense of entitlement, so I'm rioting. Craving calamari, behaving like Marcus Garvey, black fisting. Cadillac wishing, spectacular yacht drinker tagging the bricks. Hand steady, stands deadly, that immaculate shit. The hand get heavy with Henny exploring land. Tint darker than Pepsi, alive once the sky darker than Wesley. Air freshener accessory. Doses of the potent be the remedy. Roasting the veggies, coaching them Reggies. Barking on the referees, drawing up plays to put claws on the legs. Mow lawn through the maze, coordinate the wave, let it rain. Water seep in the grave, so be afraid. Peep game for peace sake, elite gang. Must say I'm very eager for change. That's the only thing that's constant. That theory remains, leaving them slain.
Dead in Hip Hop. Back to you again with another indie interview. We got the homie Liym Courteous.
Yes, sir.
Good, bro.
What's going on, man? Liym Courteous, Capital Regime. Dead in Hip Hop, what's up?
That's what's up. So the way I got put onto Liym Courteous was my boy Jerome Warren, which is co-founder of the Reels clothing line. Check it out. A lot of dope shit on there. And he hit me up. He's like, yo, man, check out my boy Liym. So I said, all right. So I listened to it. And I was like, damn, this shit took me back to early Mace, like Murder Mace, like with the dollar sign in the motherfucker. And I was like, damn, I really like this dude. He's really vibing. And like one of the first questions I had for him was, like, are you from Miami? Because I hear you talking about Collins Ave, and I was like, damn, because I grew up in Miami. So that shit, so that shit took me back, man. So you know what I'm saying? Explain that track, the process, and everything.
With a gold track, well, I'm not from Miami. I'm from New York, upstate New York. And the gold track, I just went out there with a friend of mine and just got inspired. Like, as you know, Miami is mad vibrant and just beautiful. The women, the water, everything. So I just heard that beat, and basically the beat just dictates everything. So I heard that beat, and it just brought me right back to Collins. So I just scribed that real quick, and you know, gold came out of that. But nah, I'm not from Miami. I've only been once. But I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna get a crib out there one day for sure.
You wanna hit up on Memorial Day weekend?
I might go out there. I definitely enjoy myself, but yeah, I'm not from Miami though.
How do you link up with Black Sevens and 6ix? Because there was some new producers I've never heard of, and I thought that work was on there was pretty dope. So how is it? And I noticed like each track you had 6ix and Black Seven, 6ix, and then like how did that process come about with the producers and stuff?
Well, basically, to go all the way back to the beginning, initially I didn't even want to rap. Like I mentioned earlier, we in the Artist Factory. I was pursuing being an A&R. So I was doing that, and I know some people in New York that have connections with certain artists and things like that. So I was out here going to every beat battle, every event, just trying to meet producers so I could get them some placements. So right on West Peachtree at the Loft, they had a producer showcase, and Black Seventh was up there performing, and they were dope. So I linked up with them, got their contacts and everything on some A&R shit. Like I was doing it like that. So I sent them, my man raps, my man Cash, he's on the album, he's the only feature on the album. He rapped, so I was like co-signing him, like, yo, my man rap or whatever, and I sent them a joint with me and Cash on it. It might have been Coolin that I sent them, or No Future, one or the other. But regardless, he raved over it. He was like, yo, this is hot, who that? I was like, that's me and my man. So he was like, yeah, you should, so we kept in contact, and he was like, yo, you should rhyme, you could do the A&R thing, you should rhyme too, and I was still kind of like, nah, but then we just linked, and then like late 2011, I linked with him and started taking it serious. So that's the Black Seventh half, and 6ix, I never even met 6ix. He's on Twitter. I met him through Twitter. So he heard the sounds and he was feeling them, so he started sending some heat in. So, you know, I'm not trying to work with, well, I'm not opposed to working with a lot of producers, but I wanted it to have like a centralized, cohesive sound.
I gotta ask you this, on Food for Life, you mentioned It Was Written. Is that your favorite Nas album?
Yes, certainly.
It is?
For sure.
Better than Illmatic?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's always the debate, but I gotta go with It Was Written. Well, It's all preference because I think Illmatic, of course, has the bigger impact. It's the more impactful album, and it's just like a monster. In '94, nobody heard anything like it. It started a whole wave like of everything that followed it. But it was written was like I felt like it was just it was like the next level, like the bigger beats and the way he was rhyming on there. You got I Gave You Power on there. You got the joint with Lauren on there. You got Street G.
No, If I Rule the Road.
Yeah, like you just got Monster Records and he's rapping his ass off. Like
Firmament joint.
Affirmative Action. Yeah, you got that. You know what I'm saying? But that, of course, that's never a slight to Illmatic. It's all preference though.
I want to go back a little bit to the beginning. So you say you're from upstate New York, what part?
Ellenville. It's a small town upstate, like an hour and a half from the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I'm born and bred. Well, not born, but yeah, I'm from upstate.
Oh, okay.
I've been here in the A for like 5 or 6 years.
5 or 6 years?
Yeah.
What brought you to Atlanta?
Well, actually, my mother did. I moved my senior year. Yeah, so I was up there. I guess she felt like I wasn't around the right environment or whatever. I guess I was cutting up a little bit, so she had me. I mean, not really. I could have been doing better.
Daddy acting
Well, no, trying to get some understanding as to what type of music he's making.
Nah, I mean, I'm not a wild dude or nothing like that, but I just wasn't as focused without mom being there, cause she moved a year prior, so I was there up with my cousin and basically feeling like I was on my own, cause mom wasn't there.
Okay, so you stayed back.
Yeah, I stayed back for a year, and then I guess she looked at the report card or heard something. I don't know what happened, but she said, "Yeah, you're coming down here 12th grade." So that was kind of a big shift coming your senior year. So I came down to Marietta High, and yeah, that's what brought me down here. So then I was here for a couple years. Then I moved back because I used to play ball, and there was a junior college up there that I played for. The coach called me, and I just went up there and played. That didn't really work out. So then, long story short, like 3-4 years, I came back. I've been back ever since, and then just fell into the rap shit. Basically, I ain't write a rhyme before I came back here. I was 19. First time I ever wrote a rhyme. I'm 23 now. So then I was just writing it for leisure with the homies. You know, everybody had a love for rap. So it was basically like that. And then like 2 years back, I said, let me see what I can do with it for real.
I was gonna say, so like, who did you listen to? Like, who do you draw from in terms of inspiration?
Definitely East Coast inspired, Nas, like we was talking. That's my favorite rapper of all time. Jay. I mean, we could go all day. AZ, Jadakiss, Dipset Movement, G Unit, and not even and to get away from New York. Like I always liked T.I., I always liked Snoop, Kanye, Lupe. Like we can go all day. Like, I'm really into it. Like I said, initially I wanted to be an A&R, so you gotta have an understanding of the game to do that. So that's basically the main.
T.I. before or after you moved to Atlanta?
Before, actually, and he was the one. He was. It's funny you say that because he was actually the one that I was feeling, because I was very biased coming up, like East Coast. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. If it wasn't coming from the East Coast, it was quiet. But T.I. was the one exception for me. Like, yo, he's nasty. Outkast. I always respected Outkast, but I just didn't grow up listening to them. Like,
no.
So you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to be there to really understand how real it was. Like, cause I'm fairly young, so when Outkast was really in the 90s, just killing it, I was on my Nas, Jay, like very biased, but Outkast definitely one of the greatest.
But T.I. was the one that kind of changed your perspective.
T.I. was the one, like, he's nice, like, he gets busy. Cause I was on some lyrical, if it wasn't lyrical, I wasn't appreciating it.
Cause I'm trying to think, like, I think your stuff. When I was listening to, I'm like, well, who he kind of favors? But to me, I think you have your own style. I didn't hear like Rock My Sound. Not no shot. I'm just saying, like, I think you have your own style.
That's definitely the goal. I don't want to sound like anybody, but you know, subconsciously you're gonna take something that came before you a little bit. You're gonna be influenced. So I hear Mace because of the vocal. I think that's
the sound of your voice.
Yeah, I think it's the vocal tonality more than anything, and maybe the flow. Like it's kind of slick.
But you know what? To me, it's like when I heard it, the flow a little bit, but it was just the laid back flow. You know what I'm saying? Because every time, because I grew up on Mace, you know what I'm saying? And I love Mace, Harlem World. And when I heard that, like, it put me back there, like, damn, like, this dude is just chilling on the beat, you know what I'm saying? And not a lot of people can do that the right way. Sometimes it's like, you just too lazy on it, but you was just, like, right there, and it was perfect. I was like, damn, like, when I heard Parlaying, right, like, that track, you could just cruise with your top down, you know what I'm saying, with the city, and that's the type of music I like, and you provide that, dog. Like, it's real chill, mellow, with your shorty on the side of you, you know what I'm saying, just riding, like, that. I like that shit, and you bring that shit for real.
My preference I love was the more introspective songs, like Never Know. I love that joint. That joint, Food for Life, them are too easy my favorite joints on there. I mean, I can appreciate you making Toasting, you know, the more aspiration type of songs, and Cooling, you know what I'm saying, but
I ain't cooling though.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I can understand placing those on there, but I like the more raw, the more I'm telling you stories, I'm telling you about me, you know, Never Know. I was like, oh damn, this is it right here. So what inspired you to write Medusa? Because the way the hook on there I thought was pretty. I'm like, man, that's pretty crazy. And then the little phrase you said, of course, about Medusa, like, yeah, you stare at her and you stare in the stone and stuff like that. I'm like, was that about a chick or was that like about a situation about a girl?
That was more so. I was just drawing a parallel between your vices and a chick, which could be the same, one and the same. So basically, like I said earlier, the beat dictates everything. That beat, I heard that beat, and I don't know, it just was organic. I just thought of Medusa, so then I just put it together. Like, you know, we every day we do things that we shouldn't necessarily be doing, and taking part in vices that could be detrimental to your success or your progress or anything. So I just try to draw that parallel between a girl and your vices and things that can hold you back.
So let me go back again, because this still kind of seems crazy to me. So you haven't the first rhyme you wrote was at the age of what, 19?
19, yeah.
You didn't do anything prior to that?
Nothing. I just was a fan. Like, I was just like a fanatic, beyond a fan.
You sound very polished.
Yeah, this seems crazy,
I didn't know
right?
either. I thought you've been rhyming for a minute. So when you just said your age and then you've been rhyming since you're 19, I'm like, damn, that's 4 years, dude. That's crazy, yeah.
Better than a lot of motherfuckers out here.
Right.
Basically,
never written a rhyme before.
Yeah, well the thing is, like, I've always been a crazy fanatic of hip hop, like extra, like more than anybody. So like that was consuming my time all the time, whether it was on the internet, whether it was on TV. That consumed, like, I'm hip hop for real, like. So it was always that way. So I feel like just with that, like, I was the kid that if I didn't know a song and I really liked it, I was pressing pause and writing the bars down, play, so on and so forth. So I feel like that definitely contributed to me being maybe a little polished at a quicker pace, just because I was so fully submerged into the culture that it's like, it's not comparable to somebody that didn't have the same passion and then wants to rap. They have to go through the ranks and really get to it. Like, I feel like I've been so fully into it that it kind of came natural.
Yeah, I find that interesting too, because you're sitting here, you're listening to a song that you like, and you actually take the time out to write the lyrics down. That's kind of like an old school thing. I remember B telling me all the time, like, when he was listening to New Edition, he used to sit there and write Cool It Now, the lyrics to Cool It Now out, and shit like that. So, you know, that's definitely like real old school.
What's next for Liym?
I'm working on a new project. I'm trying to, Lord willing, I'm trying to drop that thing fourth quarter. I'm trying to just hit, you know what I'm saying, hit the ground running. So I'm like 8 joints into that. Getting them visuals ready for the pamphlet. I should have been had something out, but we working on that to put something out, at least one joint, because you know the visuals is essential. And the next project, we're just gonna set that up correctly with the video, set it up, put out a joint, and really promote it right, do it right this time. This was kind of like just to let them know. That's why I was so short, because I just, you know,
I love it.
yeah,
I love it short. I love short.
yeah, because you know the attention span and just in general, everybody raps, so you can't put out a joint, your first joint, like 20 records, like. So I put out that just for people to know what's going on, that I rhyme, and just see what the response was.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you let that one go.
Yo, hold on. So you could catch Liym Courteous, the float pamphlet on Dead End Hip Hop. .com. It's on there. It's on the blog page. I've been put it up there, so you probably gonna have to search for it. But it's on there, hiphop.com. Also check them out on SoundCloud, Liym Courteous.
Yeah, that's what I do.
It's SoundCloud.com/CourteousAl. That's the handle on there, and you could. That's my handle on everything, on Instagram, on the Twitter, Courteous Al. Yeah. So that's how you can find me. The current project is untitled at the moment, but like you said, like you mentioned earlier, you like the more introspective. I'm definitely gonna dig deeper into that. There's more concepts on there. You know what I'm saying? There's more medicine in there. I just gave him the candy the first go around. There's more medicine in there, so I'm gonna have like a different mixture. I'm working with a couple. 6 Sire, of course, is on there. Black Sabbath on there. I got a couple more beats that's hard from others that's gonna be on there, but it's not gonna throw off the flow. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be cohesive still. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just gonna be more introspective and just good music.
The feeling I ain't tripping, I'm equipped. Just listen to this shit, cause we living in a globe where you selling.